Have you ever imagined how a single decision can completely change the course of a team? Well, that's exactly what happened with the Toronto Maple Leafs. The franchise was one step away from making one of the most impactful trades of the season, bringing Mikko Rotan to wear the blue and white. However, one crucial detail caused everything to fall apart, and this choice could have massive implications for the team's future. General Manager Brad Treliving was determined to strengthen the roster for the playoff push. The target? Well, Rotan, one of the most talented forwards in the NHL. Behind the scenes, Toronto put together an aggressive package to convince the Carolina Hurricanes to release the player, Fraser Minton, Easton Cowan, and some valuable first-round picks. But then came the unexpected demand. The Hurricanes wanted Matthew Knies. And that changed everything. Treliving didn't hesitate. Knies is considered a cornerstone for both the present and future of the Leafs. He has grown before our eyes, said the GM. Now he is an essential part of our team. The verdict was clear. Knies was off limits. The negotiation ended, and Rotan ended up signing with the Dallas Stars. But was this the right decision? Within the franchise, the choice to keep Knies wasn't unanimous. Some believe that adding a talent like Rotan could turn the Leafs into true title contenders. After all, opportunities like this are rare. However, Knies continued to do what he does best, play. Despite all the uncertainty surrounding the trade, he stayed focused, tallying 24 goals and 19 assists in 61 games, solidifying himself as a key piece alongside Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner. Now, what does the future hold for the Maple Leafs? If the team fails in the playoffs, this decision could haunt Treliving and be remembered as a missed opportunity. But if Knies continues to develop and becomes a star, this could be seen as one of the franchise's best bets. And you Leafs fan, what do you think? Did Toronto make the right move by keeping Knies, or should they have gone all in for Rotan? Leave your comment and join the discussion. And if you want more analysis like this, don't forget to subscribe to Leafs News Fan Report and turn on notifications so you don't miss any updates about the Toronto Maple Leafs and their affiliates. While Brad Treliving's decision still echoes among fans, there's a detail that few have noticed. This trade wasn't just about roster moves, it was a statement of principles for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Keeping Knies meant betting on an internal development philosophy, prioritizing young talent instead of sacrificing valuable assets for an immediate solution. But will this approach work in the long run? Looking at the Leafs' recent history, the decision makes sense. The team has suffered in the past by giving up promising young players for short-term reinforcements that didn't deliver the expected impact. Matthew Knies, on the other hand, has shown steady growth and proven himself as a reliable player, capable of taking on an increasingly significant role in the team's offense. But what fans really want to know is, will this bet be enough to take Toronto to the next level? The season continues, and the playoffs are approaching. If the Maple Leafs have a successful playoff run, this decision will be seen as a masterstroke by Treliving. But if the team stumbles, the front office will face a wave of questions about their hesitation in acquiring a big name like Mikko Rotan to boost the squad. And while the Leafs face this uncertainty, the action behind the scenes doesn't stop. Even after the NHL trade deadline, the organization continues to reinforce its roster. A clear example of this was the arrival of Brandon Baddock to the Toronto Marlies, the team's AHL affiliate. This move may not have the immediate impact of an NHL superstar, but it reflects the franchise's strategy of strengthening its depth and preparing players for the future. Baddock, a physical forward standing 6 feet 3 inches, was acquired from the Rockford Ice Hogs in exchange for future considerations. While his offensive numbers aren't eye-catching, just 7 points in 38 games this season, his playing style is exactly what the Marlies needed. The team has struggled against more physical opponents, and having a player like Baddock could be a key factor in the AHL playoffs. But this trade goes beyond the ice. IceHogs GM Mark Bernard personally thanked Baddock for the impact he and his family had on the Rockford community. I want to thank Brandon and his family for all their contributions on and off the ice over the past 2 seasons, Bernard said. This kind of recognition shows that beyond being a valuable player on the rink, Baddock also brings a positive presence to the locker room. Now the big question is, how will he be utilized in Toronto? Head coach John Gruden has already made it clear that he wants a tougher, more difficult team to play against, and Baddock could be a key piece in that plan. With the Marlies dealing with injuries and defensive inconsistencies, a player with his presence could provide the stability needed for the team to enter the playoffs on a high note. Additionally, an interesting factor about Baddock's future is that his contract expires at the end of the season. If he impresses in the coming months, he could earn an extension and maybe even a shot at the Maple Leafs main roster next season. Could this be a quiet yet strategic move by the front office? What is clear is that while the Mo Rotan trade didn't happen, the Leafs and their affiliates are still looking for ways to strengthen their foundation. The decision to keep Knies could be a turning point for the franchise, and the addition of players like Baddock shows that Toronto is betting on a combination of youth and physicality to shape its future. Now we want to hear from you, fans. Do you think the Maple Leafs made the right choice by not including Matthew Knies in the trade? And what do you think of Baddock joining the Toronto Marlies? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this analysis and want to stay updated on all things Leafs and their affiliates, subscribe now to Leafs News Fan Report and turn on notifications so you don't miss any updates. And don't leave just yet. Check out the video on the screen now for another big news story you can't miss. As a Maple Leafs fan, I must admit that the decision to keep Matthew Knies instead of trading for Mo Rotan left me torn. On one hand, I completely understand the front office's vision. Knies is a rising young talent who has proven he can be a crucial part of the franchise's future. He's already playing alongside Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner, producing well and establishing himself as a reliable player. Giving him up now could be a long-term mistake. On the other hand, when I see the Dallas Stars acquiring Rotan and becoming an even more dangerous team, I can't help but wonder, what if? If the Leafs had taken that step, could they be among the top Stanley Cup contenders? Could this hesitation end up costing them in the playoffs? The team's postseason history isn't great, and if Toronto gets eliminated early again, this decision by Trey Living will face heavy scrutiny. At the end of the day, I support the bet on internal development, but it will only be worth it if Knies continues to grow into a true star. Otherwise, we'll look back and wonder if this was another missed opportunity. And you, Leafs fan, what do you think? Did Toronto make the right choice, or did they miss their chance to take a big step toward the championship? Comment below, and don't forget to subscribe to Leafs News Fan Report for more analysis and updates on the Leafs. Now, the big question for us Maple Leafs fans is, will this decision bring us closer to the Stanley Cup, or will it be another chapter in our playoff frustrations? The choice to keep Matthew Knies instead of going all in on Mo Rotan may have been strategic, but it also placed even more pressure on the team and front office. Now we just have to wait and see how this choice will impact the Maple Leafs' journey moving forward. Playoffs will be the ultimate test. If Knies proves his worth under playoff pressure, this decision will be justified. But if the team falls short again, this trade that never happened will be remembered as one that should have happened. What do you think? Let us know in the comments. Go Leafs, go!